I made my MCAT resource because of how sick I was of having my students use Kaplan or Princeton Review. And the reason for that is because those resources had so much information that they couldn't even discern what was important versus what information could they skip. And they would end up spending so much time worrying about these little details that they ended up wasting time and they weren't able to master the super important information. And then the other thing that I switched up for my students was I stopped doing a content phase. During my career as a tutor, I got really into the science of learning and have done a lot of studying and learning about what studies say are good study habits. And what they consistently show are that practice questions are one of the most important things, and you need to be doing those extremely early on. So that was a second big change. The first big change was I had my students start using my content that I made. And the second big change was I built their schedule around practice questions. For over a year, I used those with the students that I tutored and consistently saw really high scores. A lot of my students scored over a 515, and I had quite a few over a 520. And now if you want to use those exact same resources, such as the schedule or the high yield content, you can do all of that if you check out the links in my bio. There is something called a self-paced course that gives you access to all of those. And then there is something called a mastery program, which gives you access to those same things, but also a few more layers to it. So if you're interested in doing a type of review that is made by someone who has a ton of experience working for the MCAT and has used a lot of what the science says you should be doing for studying to help build that approach, check out those links and you might find something that really resonates you and can help you with your prep. If you join either one of those, you can always send me direct messages with your questions about how to best do your MCAT preparation.